What's up, everybody? Welcome to New Airsoft. I've been getting a lot of comments on the Demolition Ranch video and how the music was just way too loud and everything. Well, guess what? No more music. No more music. If we're gonna have music and then we'll have talking. Music and then we'll have talking. Okay? We won't have that merge. Okay? And if it is gonna be merged, it's gonna be properly merged. But the reason why it's so hard to do that is you have to take your time and just, it's like I rushed through it. That's all it was. I just didn't make sure the levels were just like equal. And then that last LMG video, everybody's like, bass boosting was way too up. That had nothing to do with bass boosting. All it was simply is the upload, it rendered like all weird. So when you make the video, it was all whacked up. The sound was all whacked up. But welcome to New Airsoft. Like always, Airsoft is a game that involves replicas of airsoft guns that have these orange tips federally mandated on them, saying pretty much, hey, these aren't real airsoft guns. Kids and young adults and fantasy lovers use these for their own fantasy endeavors. No, it's a sport, okay? It's a sport that is involved with competition gameplay of using airsoft guns, just like Nerf guns, just like paintball guns, except these shoot plastic BBs. Plastic BBs that you'll see all around my room if you were to walk into my room, or see piles of them like this on the floor because I spill them sometimes when I'm working on stuff. So, with all that being said, we are gonna jump into this video because of the title, because of the thumbnail. You probably know what this is about, but I'm gonna bring all the stuff out anyway. Boom, magazines, boom, chrono, and boom, the Demolition Ranch AR-15 Part 2 video. Without further ado, here we go.
Oh, yes! Yeah! Yeah!
Full disclaimer, I'm at work right now, and this video is pretty much about how the gun doesn't work and how I've spent months of disappointment. So, that's everything. Sorry for your disappointment. I really am.
There's the stats. You want to see the stats with 2.8s? FPS is 264. RPS rate per second is going to be 35. I'm trying to see if this gun will work. That way I can make the video. Like, it's shooting only in full auto. It's now shooting again. It sounds really aggressive and really harsh. I'm really fatigued right now. Might just stop altogether and not make a video. This is gonna be at the beginning of the video. Sorry this is taking so long. This is kind of like the part 2 of the Demolition Ranch AR-15, okay? This is what happened to the gun. Is I came out here, we're on the field. If you can see those boxes back there, I kind of have some boxes set up right here. I had my camera set up, tripod. I had the chrono all charged. The gun was here, okay? I also had a bag full of different magazines. We're gonna try out, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a Aries magazine. I have a QRS mag, a APS mag. And the only reason I have the APS high cap mags is because the only ones that really work. I have a hex mag. So we were gonna try all these compatible magazines, but right as I started making the video, I shot this gun rifle earlier, and now there's an issue with it. It doesn't shoot. I'm so mad. It doesn't shoot semi-auto. It shoots full auto only. The selector switch seems off. It might be something with the tappet plate. I've only had this rifle for about 7 months. I have not played with it a lot. I've only played about 3 or 4 big events. And that's it. And it was light. I had a secondary rifle that I had. I just used this rifle just to see how it would work on the field. That's the only reason I used it. Otherwise, I would always switch over to another rifle. There's a reason why I didn't use this rifle at the Fayetteville Black Ops Airsoft event that I recorded. You know, I didn't use this because I didn't want to use it at a big event and get all dirty and messed up and not be able to do a review on it. I just wanted to use it just enough to be able to get a review. So after all this time, after 7 months, and I just put a brand new Titan battery in there, 11.1 battery, and it's goes all out of whack today. I don't know what it is. So that is what this video is about. I'm really upset. I'm really done. And I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't think this is use your air. I really do think this has to do with the brand that makes this and everything that goes involving this. And there's just things that were missing and not focused on. And honestly, in Demolition Ranch, his video when he showed this, Matt from E-Vike, he was looking at the hop up, and I think he was really under. It just has a horrible hop up. I mean, it really does. It's finicky. It's an APS cheap piece of garbage that has no finesse to it whatsoever. And if anything, it takes so much finesse to work it. So that's what this video is all about, is pretty much all the frustration that this has caused me. And so why you shouldn't buy it. Why did I not bring my knife? All right, everybody, it's time to have a true heart-to-heart about the Demolition Ranch Ar-15. I'm out here in the woods on the field trying to make a part 2 video like I promised you a dozen times. And I am really upset right now. I'm really frustrated, fatigued, whatever you want to say it, pissed the off, if you want to say that too. I am trying to bring content to you about something that a lot of people probably wanted, and I can't, because of this rifle. And it's not the rifle's fault. And I have to look at this rifle and just look at its beauty. And probably the real steel rifle probably is pristine. And this rifle was meant for people that couldn't afford to get the real steel rifle. So, you know, you can't afford a, I don't know, I think it was like around $21 to $3,500 for the real steel AR. You know, that's really expensive, because you could get a really nice competition AR-15 for about $800, custom made. I mean, so that $3,500, that's really expensive. Okay, so what did they do? They made an airsoft version, a collaboration of EMG, which is E-Vike's company, and it's what they use for making guns. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna go through all the technical stuff, but you have people who make guns, you have people who distribute guns. E-Vike's in the middle. They have a company that's dealt with both, EMG. Okay, so you could go look on the website. F1 Firearms. Okay, they make the real one. Okay, so they probably have the licensing for this. That way we can put the official licensing on the rifle, and you could actually read on here Demolition Ranch, which brings us our next party into it. So F1, EMG, and then finally Demolition Ranch. Okay, so we all love Demolition Ranch. If you're a gun person like me, someone who's grown up loving guns, just to the point of not understanding why. You love the way they work. You love just being able to go to a range and shoot them, and it feels good. And growing up, I used to shoot, you know, plastic cups off of like a little banister, shooting darts at them, and they would fall off. You know, really sappy story, you know, I'm telling you right here. And I'm really mad right now because of this next party that comes into the making of this gun, which I've never been a fan of. Told you in part one I wasn't a fan of. So this party, I kind of just don't want to say their name. I don't want to give them any power. The party's name is APS. Okay, I don't know what that stands for, honestly, because I don't care. I could honestly not care, because I'll tell you this right now: I'm never buying APS rifles again. After this experience, I'm never buying APS rifles again. And I hope that Evike wakes up one day and realize that they make deals with these makers of these rifles, and they make crappy rifles. They make really crappy guns. I mean, y'all are putting a large price tag on some really crappy rifles, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You know why you should be ashamed of yourself? Because you ruin experience. You ruin the experience of airsofters. New airsofters, old airsofters, first timers, you know. People are going out to buy these rifles. Why? Because they look amazing. They honestly do. They look like the real thing. And why wouldn't you want something that looks like the real thing when you can't either afford, or in California you can't have, you know, or in other, you know, continents you can't have, you know. So they get this as an alternative, you know, because of their age they can't have. And so they're getting this, trying to have a good time, okay? And then stuff like what happens to me, you know, I couldn't care. Because when I go to an airsoft field, I bring a dozen rifles. You know why? Because I know something's gonna happen. And usually it's dealing with me. Usually I'll end up tearing a rifle apart. Why? Because I play hard. I play to win. And I play to have a good time. And in order to have a good time, sometimes for me, I have to play a little bit harder. So I'm a little rough on my rifle. So before I go into the next part of this video, I'm gonna stand up because my knees are getting really tired down here. Make your jokes all you want. So the next part of this video is pretty much just gonna be me keeping my composure, number one. Demolition Ranch, your name is going to be in my title. I'm sorry. And I'm doing this because I know people will watch it if it says Demolition Ranch Ar. And I'm using your name. And forgive me, and it's nothing against you. I don't really know you as a person, but the content that you put as a YouTuber, I respect beyond all belief. I watched your videos in very hard times and very rough times, and it helped me be happy and look at you, and I'm like, oh, he went through college just like I did. You know, he's just a normal guy like I am, and he created something like I want to create, and it inspires me to do this. So your name will be in the title, and if anything, it's out of respect, just because, you know. But honestly, it's because I know people are gonna watch the video. So that's the first thing. The second thing, Evike. You know, I'm not sponsored, so I can say whatever the heck I want to say. You know, some of these people, great airsofters, and this is nothing against any airsofter out there. When I say the great airsofters, I mean the ones who really have made a great name for airsoft. We all know who they are. We all know those names. If you're a fanatic like me who just really enjoys airsoft and spends way too much money on airsoft, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna bring up their names because they may not wanna be in this video. But Evike, this is me giving you a review, okay? A big thumbs down, a big one, a really big thumbs down. I'm really tempted to just boycott you altogether. You know why? Because you're such a big distributor. You're such a big name. Evike Con, you know, the Airsoft Con, your whole thing. I mean, you bring YouTubers together and you put, it's great, and you fun YouTubers that we all watch. So that's the great side. That's the good thing. But like all business, there's a great side, and then there's a dark side. And this is what this video is about. This is about your dark side. So that's the big thumbs down on that. Stop making crap. Stop putting a big price tag on crap. I have a dozen rifles. Literally, I have a dozen rifles. I'm not just saying that. I know I've used a dozen a couple times, and it's not necessarily true. I have a dozen rifles, and this is probably the most expensive, other than my SSG by Novridge. I have the SSG 24, and that's a little bit more expensive than this one. If you don't get the Cerakoted version and the other version that is like $500, okay? But I want you to know this is the most expensive rifle I have, and it's the least consistent, the worst rifle, and frankly, the most frustrating experience I've ever had. And it's pretty much the most expensive rifle I have. That's why, Evike, I'm giving you a big thumbs down. Because you're making crap, okay? You are sponsoring, you're helping APS distribute their crap. APS, I'm done with you. I'm not buying any more of your guns. You're gonna need to really, change your name, I know companies do that. It's business, I get it. This is me giving you all a review. I've had 3 friends, personal friends. I'm not talking about just people I've met, because if I talk about people I've met, there's a bunch more. But 3 personal friends that have APS rifles. Also have your salient arm bullcrap rifles. Your salient arm blue, all the ones that we all wanted because they look so amazing. Crap. Why do this? Why make such an expensive rifle just to put crappy internals into it? Why do that? Why do that? Why not put the true price tag? I get everybody needs to make money, and you're trying to make it so people will buy it. I get it. I really do. I really understand why you're doing it. From business standpoint, it makes sense. From a consumer and a customer standpoint, I don't want to do business anymore. Things like this is what ruins the game. Because I'll tell you what it is. So you're out in the field, right? You're playing your game, you're having a great time, la 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 la. Oh, you're starting to lose a little bit. Okay, we're gonna play a little bit harder, and then all of a sudden, what happens? Oh, something happens to my gun. Let me finagle it for a second and try to figure out what's wrong. Oh, it's not shooting? Why is it not shooting? I have a battery in here. I have BBs in here. Why is it not shooting? I have no clue. Whole day ruined. You're gonna use a pistol for the rest of the event? You're gonna go ask around for someone to use their rifle after you spent all that time sighting in your scope? These are the things that are gonna ruin Airsoft if you're not careful. And also, you're gonna swamp everything out with your high-priced rifles. And I think you're seeing that. I think you're really starting to see that. I've seen some really nice rifles come down in price, and I think you're starting to realize, hopefully. But either way, regardless of what you're gonna do in the future, and regardless of what you did in the past and where you've come and what you do for us, Evike, I give you a big thumbs down. Because of this, okay? Your name's involved. APS, I'm done with you. Done with you completely. But Evike, you should be ashamed of yourself. You sell all these rifles, and you're gonna put your name with this rifle? You're gonna put your name correlated with this rifle and ruin a great YouTuber's name in one light of it. Demolition Ranch isn't gonna flinch from this. It's business, okay? I get it. I have to keep doing this though. This gun doesn't shoot correctly, and it shoot very accurate, I would say. I had to put heavier BBs in there. The hop up though is so finicky that it would come out and I have to tighten it all the time. From a performance standpoint, the FPS was like, it was too high, then it was too low. For some reason, I kept getting mixed readings, and I wouldn't change the hop up, wouldn't change the battery, keep the battery the same, I would keep everything the same, and I would get variations. User error, I thought at first. I did think at first, you know, and that's okay to think that. But all I gotta say is I have a VFC Avalon, taken it apart a dozen times, done tech work to it a dozen times. No issues. Out of the box, there was no issues. There was no issues with it. It still works after like 2.5 years, almost 3 years of having that rifle. And you can't just have one beautiful rifle with good internals. You have to pick a crappy brand. And you also notice how you didn't put APS out there. It's just at the top little tag saying APS. APS rifle, so you'll look it up, you'll see this rifle. You know what? I'm done. Big thumbs down. So everybody, I'm sorry that this video is horrible and it's just pretty much me ranting, but this is me saying refrain from buying this rifle. Okay? Just please don't buy it. Hold your money. Don't invest in this. It's gone up in price. It's gonna go on sale probably during the Christmas time. It's no new information, but please, I beg of you, do not waste your money and time on this rifle. And that's all I gotta say. I'll make another video to show the tech issues that came today when I was trying to make part 1 video. I put all this time into setting up the range and everything for y'all, and I got the scope cam on it, and this is the second time for part 2 that this has happened. And so finally, I just gotta say, I'm done. I'm gonna say farewell to this rifle, okay? You don't need to invest in something that's gonna cause you so much hassle, okay? This is just a weird investment. It's a fly ball. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. So I beg of you, don't invest in it. This rifle, as you see in the comments, there's some errors. Some people say it's really good, and you know, when it works, it is really good. But it's when it doesn't that you just can't afford to have your experience with that. So I'm sorry, and some of you may not really like this video that much. It's not my style, but this is what happens when you get your experience ruined. So please support me, and if you don't, just support yourself by not getting this rifle. Okay, part 2. I'll have an experienced tech look at it, and if you really want me to shoot it, just leave it in the comments below. I'll go get it fixed, find out what the issue truly is. All I know right now is it's every now and then it's not shooting, and when it does shoot, it only shoots full auto. There's another person that told me a week before they had this issue happen, and then today this happens. So coincidence? I think not. I think there's a real issue with this rifle. With that being said, that's it. That's all I gotta say. There's probably a reason, by the way. There's probably a reason why some big names, Airsoftology, doesn't do reviews on this rifle. And if someone like that who really has passion for the airsofters out there doesn't do reviews on this, he's probably can't get any money out of it, number one, but that's not the reason he does everything. And he's probably just, frankly, sorry to bring his name into it, Jonathan, I hope you forgive me, but I think you know where I'm coming from with this, and tell me what you think if you do see my video. This isn't hate, this is just extreme frustration and my experience getting ruined. So sorry for the hate, but it's not true hate, it's just real frustration. And for my customer, I have to say, done with you, Evike, done with it. So please stop doing this. Thank you. Bye.